y'all, it's the Cute Coffee Gal, and I am back with another speed build video. It's been a while since I have done one of these, but I have a very special speed build for you today. I am actually building my own house. I have been looking forward to creating this video, but I have purposefully been waiting until the Laundry Day stuff pack came out, which it is out now. So I felt like I could go ahead and build my house. So we do have some new things that are very exciting with the Laundry Day stuff pack. It says that you can wash your wardrobe, gather your Sims laundry, load the washing machine, and then toss them in the dryer for a pristine look. And your Sims can also hand wash their clothes in a wash tub, then line dry them for a spotless outfit that other Sims will surely notice. So in this build, definitely going to be using the washer and dryer, though you'll be very excited to know that I'm going to be using the wash tub and the clothesline in my Decades Challenge, so be on the lookout for that. But there are also some new build and buy mode items that you can use to build a rustic home. And I do think that there are a couple of those things that I will wind up using in my speed build. And then also you can dress in country style. So some great fun things that you have in CAS. So we're going to go ahead and hop on into the game. You will see that I have, it looks like already built the townhouse that I live in here in Newcrest. What I actually did was, because I do live in a townhouse, that means that there's 3 stories. You know, it's very narrow, but it's tall. And each of the floors has to kind of be laid out just perfectly, or else the other floors of the house don't work right. So what I did is I went ahead and I kind of built the shell of the house. So I haven't even added flooring or carpeting or paint or anything like that. So that's what you're seeing on the screen. So this is the base game house that I've started off with. The kind of shell of the house, like I mentioned, it is a townhouse, and the way that my little kind of townhouse neighborhood part of the street works is that each of the townhouses, they come in pairs. So as you can see from this, my house is the one on the right, and the wall on the right of that is the one that is open and exposed, and so that's where the windows are. But the left side of my house is attached to another unit, and I have not fully built out that other side. It kind of cuts it in a 2/3 kind of there. It's not even the full house because you run out of room on the lot. And I've left it, if you'll see, it's just completely empty inside. There's nothing there. I did not try to build my neighbors, but it's part of how the exterior of my house looks. And so I wanted to go ahead and add that in there. But let's go ahead, jump on in, and I will show you guys my house. So starting off down in I call it the basement. It's really at ground level. The way that my house is built, it's kind of built into a little bit of a hill, so the front half of it is very much at ground level, and that's where my garage is. And then the back half of it, that back wall right there where you see the fence in the back, it's kind of like half underground and half above ground, so I call it the basement, though, even though it's not really a basement. So I started off there adding paint, and you can see me kind of going all over the house now and adding paint. My entire house is painted in the same color. Everything is the same shade with white trim. It's kind of this off-white cream color. I think it's winter wheat is, I think, technically the paint color. And that's something that when I first moved in, we painted the whole house the same color so that I could utilize pillows and curtains and, other things to bring color to the house. And you can swap those things out way easier than repainting a room. So everything is painted the same color. Then I've started in the garage, and you can see, and I'm getting all of my BB Move Objects command on because I very quickly realized that I wanted things in a different way, and some debug items that you don't normally get access to. So that's what you see me working on right now. But you've got my car. I don't have a sports car. I have a silver SUV, so I took the silver car, and it's just a toy car that I sized up. I got a new refrigerator about 4 years ago, and so the old fridge is now down in the basement, in the garage, which is great. You can see kind of the trash can there. That's my big trash can that goes out to the street, and there's a bucket that's right next to it. That's my little compost bin. I have a service that comes and picks it up. And you saw me putting kind of an odd object in that closet that's in the garage. That's supposed to be my water heater. And then this other little closet that you have access to that I'm working on right now from the garage, that's where I store my Christmas decorations. So I put a Christmas tree in there and a couple of bins, which are like the storage totes. Then I have a second closet that's inside the house that I also put a Christmas tree into because I do have 2 Christmas trees. One of them I decorate with all of the ornaments and whatnot. The other one is a smaller fake tree that I had from back when I used to live in an apartment many years ago. I didn't get rid of it. I kept the tree and I just actually put it in my dining room right next to the windows so that you can see it from the street, and it kind of adds a little bit of outdoor decor without me actually decorating outside. But I don't actually put any ornaments on there. It's just like pre-lit with the lights, and then there's no ornaments. So now I'm working downstairs. This is a room that I use. It's almost kind of like its own separate little apartment in some ways, but it's a guest bedroom with a bathroom. There's a closet that you can see there and a little living room sitting area. So the people that use this the most actually is my parents. Whenever they come to visit, they live in Florida, I live in Atlanta. Whenever they come to visit, they use this space as, you know, the bedroom that they stay in, but then also they've got kind of a little living room area too, so they can really spread out and actually kind of feel comfortable and not feel like they're staying at somebody else's house. So the bedroom, I have 2 little dressers that are on either side, so it's bigger than a nighttime table, and you can see that window above the bed. That is the window out into the backyard, and like I was saying, how it's kind of like half into a hill. Just underneath that window is where the ground is, so that's kind of how that works. This is actually a really neat piece that I just put in there. That dresser, it's actually an old chifforobe, if you've ever heard of that. It essentially is a closet. And it's actually the chifforobe that my dad had in his childhood bedroom growing up. He grew up on a farm, and his bedroom didn't have a closet. So that was his closet, which is just really cool, I think, that I get to have that in my house. So it's just kind of neat there. And then I'm working on the living room now. There's a TV in there, a tiny little closet there in the hallway that I use just to store some things, and some bookcases there. You can see me that I put those kind of canvases just to the left of the TV. Those are to symbolize, I actually have a couple of paintings that I need to hang, and they've just been living there for like a couple of years. So those are the paintings that I've got that have not been hung up. I don't have a treadmill. I have an elliptical, but there's not really an elliptical in The Sims. So you see me putting the treadmill in there. But that's actually a good point. There are several things in this build that are different than what I actually have in my house because The Sims isn't, it's not exactly like real life. So I'll kind of try to point those out where I can. This is another place. There's a keyboard that I put there. That is actually a piano, not a keyboard that I have in my house, but it's an upright piano. It's not a grand piano, so I use the keyboard for space reasons. And that piano, I don't really play the piano. I took lessons when I was a kid, but I wasn't very good. And so it's down there, though, because it's actually a very old piano. It's almost 100 years old. And when my mother was a child, her father actually completely restrung it by hand. So it's almost kind of like a family piece at this point, which is just neat to have. So again, I don't play, but I do have it in my house. So now I've moved up to the next level. So we are kind of working on the entryway and the dining room. I have a little desk. It doesn't look quite like that. It's actually a little secretary. And it was actually my mother's desk from when my mom was growing up. It was her mother's. I think it's just really neat that I have my grandmother's, that I have her secretary, and it's in the entryway right by my front door. So that's just kind of fun. And now I'm working on the dining room. I'm kind of trying to get the windows just right throughout the entire house. That's one of the things that I kind of had to make some concessions for The Sims is none of the windows are exactly the right place. I have a dining table. It does have some leaves that you can put in that are stored under the guest bed downstairs. And so I have a couple of extra chairs that are just in the corner of the room that I can pull up if we ever do put the leaves in. There's a little kind of half bath, if you will, that is in the hallway there. It doesn't have a shower, but it does have just a toilet and a sink. So that's so here's the bathroom. And I did put some counters in when I created this kind of shell build. But I go and I replace them with what actually looks a little bit more like what I have in my bathroom. So this is me trying to figure out which thing should I be using there. And sinks were another thing. They snap to one side or the other. Of course, that sink is in the middle, in real life, but that's okay. And one of the things I tried to do was to get paintings from The Sims that were kind of sort of like what I actually have. But in reality, none of it actually looks quite right. So I've got a couple of kind of paintings of Italian villas that are in that bathroom. So now I'm working in the kitchen, just put in the refrigerator, and right next to the refrigerator is my pantry. So that's what that set of double doors is that's there. And then I have one of the things that I love the most about my house, and it's one of the reasons why we bought my house, was that I have a really big kitchen, which I love. So lots of counter space. You see that there are 2 ovens, which doesn't make sense. So way it actually is in real life is that the island in the middle of the kitchen is where my stove top is. And then the oven is on the side there where you see that oven next to the counters. The way that it actually works is that there is an oven on the bottom, and then there's a microwave. And a lot of people, when you walk into my house, you think, oh, you've got 2 ovens. No, it's the oven and the microwave. And then above that is a cabinet. So the way I kind of did it here was I put an oven, and then there's a cabinet above. And that's kind of sort of how it works in my kitchen. So that's just kind of the best I could do. Adding some things to my counter. Of course, I have a coffee pot. I mean, it's the CuteCoffeeGal. Come on now. And I put an ice cream maker in there. I do not have an ice cream maker in real life. That's actually where my big KitchenAid stand mixer goes. But one of the things you can make with a stand mixer is ice cream. So in my sim house, I have ice cream. I thought that was just kind of fun. And some just little clutter items to go on the kitchen counter, of course, just to make it be a little bit more like real life. You'll notice that for the most part in my house, I don't have anything on the windows as far as curtains go. And that's because in most of my house, I don't actually have curtains. I have, in the dining room and in the kitchen, they're actually plantation shutters, which are great. And then in the rest of the house, it's just really simple wood slat blinds. So that's how I kind of close off things. It looks like a little balcony almost, to the side there right by the kitchen. And that is a little double doors that it literally is just right that small. Like you can step out onto it and that's about all you can do. There's not even room for a chair. And at one point in time, I did try to grow some herbs out there, but I killed them all very quickly. So I do not have a green thumb. So you've got the dining room that we already worked on. This table here is the little kitchen table. And it's got on the wall there, you can see I put a little display box. I actually have some of my grandmother's measuring cups and spatulas and things like that I keep in a little display box. So that's kind of fun in real life. Now we're in the living room, and I have a fireplace with built-in bookcases, which I love. This sisal rug that's in The Sims is kind of crazy because it's exactly like the rug that I have at home. The colors are exactly the same, and the size is pretty much exactly the same. So I thought that was really cool that I actually found that in The Sims. I don't even think I had to size that up. I think that's the size that it was. So I do have a couple of wicker chairs. They're a bit of a darker brown than that, but I thought it was fun to get to use these new items from the laundry day pack. And a little glass mirrored table that sits there. And then it's a really big room, but because of the way that I've kind of situated the furniture, it kind of feels like a little sitting space in front of the fireplace, and then the living room with the sofa and the TV. You can also see, it's kind of hard to see right this second, but right there on the left, I took from the debug menu a library cart. I don't actually have a library cart in my house, but I have in several places, a couple places in my bedroom, and then here, I do have a short bookcase that's just like the half size, and I didn't want to put a full bookcase there because that's not the way that my house works. So this little library cart kind of substituted for that fairly well. I have pictures that go all the way up the staircase, but I can't really do that in The Sims. It doesn't quite work that way. And one of the things that I did want to note is that the way that the staircase looks upstairs actually doesn't make a lot of sense based on the way it is in real life. The thing is that the staircase from the first floor to the second floor is immediately underneath the staircase from the second floor to the third floor, but The Sims won't let you do that. So imagine that staircase is actually against the wall instead of kind of being stuck out there. And now I'm creating my laundry room, yay, with the new washer and dryer. So exciting. And I do have a ironing board hanging on the wall that I almost never use. And then I realized that I'd made things a little too big. So here I am kind of like situating it back out because it's a very small little laundry room. And I have a really hard time for some reason when I am doing things in The Sims. I can't move things up and down. I know there's a cheat for it, but I can't get it to work for some reason. So normally that laundry basket would be sitting on top of the washing machine, not outside of the laundry room, but that's okay. And then here I am. I'm adding carpet throughout the house I wanted to get the same thing that I had downstairs. This is the upstairs guest bedroom. It's a much smaller bedroom, but it is a good place for if I've got a friend that's like staying over late. I've had friends sleep here sometimes, or if my parents and my brother and his wife are all at my house, this is where my brother and his wife would stay. So it's just kind of a simple little bedroom. It's got a little bathroom that's there. Let me note, I have not play tested any of this, so the fact that I have put those showers and toilets so close together probably doesn't actually really work in game. So if you want to download this off the gallery, which it is up on the gallery, then you may need to adjust a few things here and there. The bed that is in this bedroom, there wasn't really a good sim bed that kind of looked like what I have. It's actually a wrought iron headboard and footboard, and it was a double bed that was what I used when I was growing up. So I got to have a bigger bed once I got into high school, but I still have my bed from when I was a kid. So it's pretty awesome that my parents saved all this furniture that I could then use in my house. And then in this room, I also have a little chest of drawers that has a little mirror above it. Most of that is furniture from my childhood bedroom, like I said. And so I've just used it all in there. So now I've popped out onto the little deck that is upstairs. So I do have a patio downstairs, which the video went really fast. So I think y'all may have missed it. There's a grill and literally folding chairs. I don't have actual furniture downstairs. But then upstairs, the downstairs is screened in. The upstairs is open, and it literally just has a little iron table and chairs that I got, like, I think it was like $40 from Target or something like that, right outside of my bedroom. So the door to that is, as you can see, in my bedroom. That is the room we're working on now. It is kind of crazy how much this bed and the bedding itself actually looks like my real bed and my real bedding. That kind of teal color and that brown tan color are the colors of my bedroom, and the darker wood, which is so cool. As you can see, I've got another library card in there. It's a little squished in here, but in real life, I have the shorter bookcase and then a tall bookcase. They're right there next to each other, so they're kind of literally on top of each other in The Sims. But I'm a student. I'm working on my second graduate degree. I have more books than I know what to do with, so that's actually pretty realistic. I could not for the life of me get those curtains to work on the door right, so they look like this in the final upload, so I apologize for that. My bedroom is actually quite large, which I love, and so the way I've got it set up is so that part of it is actually like a little office, and so it's all one room, but I've got like the bedroom part of the room, and then I've got the office part of the room, and I'm literally sitting in the office part of the room as I'm recording this for you. So I have a really big white desk that it sits on two. It's kind of this set thing that's a top that sits on two pieces of furniture that are like kind of like file cabinets, and then right next to it I actually have part of the matching set is a really big long file cabinet. So what I've done here is I just literally put two desks kind of on top of each other to mimic that. I've got my computer there. I have a lot of books on my desk and the little pencil case, of course. On top of the other piece is where I have my printer, but there's not really a printer in The Sims, so I didn't really do that. And then to the left, what I'm working on right now, and I didn't find anything I liked, is a shorter bookcase that's got these like little cubby holes in it. And it is taller than the other bookcases that are my short bookcase. And it has my TV sitting on top of it. And it's kind of sitting there in the side, and I've got the TV angled so I can see it from my desk, but I can also watch it from my bed. So I used an end table because that was the best I could come up with in The Sims, but know that it's a bit taller and a bit wider in real life. So this bookcase that's underneath those shelves, that bookcase is all Star Wars stuff. It's all of my Star Wars books. I've actually gotten to the point where it's too full, so I'm starting to put some books on the bookcase that's under the TV. But it's all Star Wars books, and then the Pop Funkos are all Star Wars. So this is like my little Star Wars corner that's sitting here by my desk. And then I do have a couple of chairs. These chairs match the curtains exactly. That is not the way that it works in real life, but that's the way it worked in The Sims. This little sitting spot in my bedroom, so that's kind of fun too. Neat fact about those chairs, actually, my parents bought those the first year they got married, and they were $60 for the pair of armchairs. They have been recovered 4 times, I think, and I still have them, and I'm still using them. Y'all, my parents were married almost 44 years ago. The fact that we still have these chairs is kind of insane. So now I'm working on my bathroom. My bathroom is also quite large. It is set up with 2 sinks. Of course, those sinks are supposed to be in the center, but you can't do that. And then I have a really big shower. This shower is nowhere near as big as my real shower. And then a big garden tub. And I could not, for the life of me, find anything in The Sims that actually kind of worked the way that my bathroom really works. So imagine that tub is set further in, and the windows, there are 3 windows there, and they kind of work like a bay window, but since I couldn't get that window centered, I wound up just using regular windows. And I put a couple of countertops there. Pretend like those are much shorter and that they are just the ledge that's on the back side of the tub. You got to really use your imagination there. And then there is a little water closet that literally has the toilet, and that's all that's in there. So then we get to my closet, which I love my closet. My closet is huge, and it has kind of a his and hers side. So that's the way I have constructed it here. The way that it is in real life is that the hers side has all my stuff in it, and the his side I use just for storage, because there's not a him in my life at the moment. But I've actually I've been working on kind of trying to clear that out, because in my head, I really should not need this massive closet for all my stuff. So I'm kind of paring things down in hopes that I will get to the point where one side's enough. So you can see there's stuff hanging in there. I've also got, that's where I keep my race medals, because I do 5Ks and 10Ks. I walk, I don't run, but I do walk. And so I have a little display thing in my closet, and that's what that's for. Now I'm working on the backyard. It is a great backyard because it's actually pretty low maintenance. It has some kind of shrubs and things. It does have hydrangeas that you can see there. But then the yard part itself is for the most part gravel, or these little pebbles that create this kind of like drainage through the middle of the bushes there. So that is what you see going on there. And then in the front yard, there's really not very much. I've got a magnolia tree out front, and I've also got, there used to be a bigger tree out there, and we had to cut it down because it was getting kind of diseased. And so we planted a bunch of azalea bushes around the stump that was left over. So the front yard's a little bit spare. But then the backyard is kind of fun and nice. So that's what you see me working on there. And then the driveway is curved, so I use that kind of paint tool to try to make that look happen. So, and I forgot to put in some outdoors lighting, so that's something that I added in later. So you guys, this is my house. I hope that you like it. I'm gonna do a little bit of a walkthrough. I am still learning how to use the cinematic camera, so forgive me if it's a little rocky. But this is the outside of my house that you can see here. And let's kind of go in, and we'll go in the front door. Or actually, no, let's go in the garage. So here we have the garage. You can see Over on the side where we've got my trash cans are over there. The little closet that has my water heater. The other little closet that has my Christmas decorations in it. And then, of course, we've got that refrigerator that's over there. Then we also go into the back door. And you enter into the guest room. So in the guest room, we have the door with the closet to the other Christmas decorations. You can see the little piano that's there at the base of the stairs. I feel like I'm giving you guys like an actual tour of my house. This is just kind of crazy. It really does feel like my house. So the little sitting area here where people can watch TV when they're staying with me. Little sofa, there's a painting over it, kind of sparsely decorated, but it's the room that I probably go in the least is these rooms downstairs. And then you've got the elliptical, not the treadmill, that's right there. Small little closet for storage. Then we've got inside the little guest bathroom that's over here. Let's get on in there. We do have just a simple little cabinet, little countertop there. The toilet. Oh, and I did go back and add trash cans because I forgot those. And then the bathtub shower combo that's there. Then you go into the other room that is the guest bedroom. So it's got that window above the bed that's there. The little dressers. You can see that there's a closet in the back there. And then, of course, you've got the fun little chifforobe that was my dad's growing up. Also, this director's chair that you see here in the shot, it does not fit the room, and that is very much the case in my actual real life. It's not a director's chair, but it is a bright orange wood chair that kind of has that shape to it. It's actually a chair from the old theater where I went to college. They were replacing all of the chairs, and so all of the seniors took chairs when we graduated. So the thing is awful. It's probably filthy. It's from the 70s, but I can't really seem to part with it. So then you head upstairs. Let me see if I can make this happen. Nope, that's down. Here we go. Upstairs. Not into the sky. Why don't we actually go upstairs? Okay. So we're back in. This door that you see right here, that is the door that comes from downstairs. So you can see how the stairs kind of like wrap in on themselves normally. So then we've got, you come up the stairs and there's this hallway that you are in. You come up the stairs and there's this hallway that you are in. So if we were to walk back down the hallway, we would see on the right here is that little bathroom. Again, very simple. Just the toilet, trash can right there. It's nice and easy. And then we've got, you come in here, you can see kind of the pantry peeking through that open little archway there. But this is back towards the front door. So this is where the dining room is. I've got two of those little hutches right there. Pretend like it's all one piece. It's just one big long piece. But I do have this room here where lots of people can sit and have fun. There is, I believe, a painting on the wall over there. These two doors right here, I didn't really explain it as I was building. I have double doors that are all glass, and they have this like iron railing on the outside, but there's not even enough room for you to stand there. So they kind of look like balconies from the outside, but there's like 3 inches. Like seriously, I think my cat can stand out there, but I can't. So I just put those doors there, hoping that that kind of looks right. The front door, which looks way more modern than what my front door actually looks like, but that does have the windows on the side and the top like that. The neat little secretary that was my grandmother's. The closet that's just kind of like the little coat closet that's there. So then we can walk through this doorway here and we'll go into the kitchen. Oh, look, there's food in the fridge. That's exciting. So we've got this nice big long countertop with my KitchenAid, the dish rack, and all that stuff that's there. And you can see the island that's there with the stovetop. Then you've got the cabinets, my little wine bottles there. Pretend like that oven is stacked up, an oven and a microwave. And then the broom that I've got there is not really on the wall. It's more like leaning on the side of the oven. But here is where we've got the refrigerator and the pantry that are right there. So then we head on through. There is, and Actually, the way that this side works, the doors should be centered, and there's a display case on one side, there's a painting on the other. Is what it is. You can see my cat food bowl down there on the ground. There's some cat toys kind of sprinkled all over the house. But here is the kind of kitchen table area. It's the lens there. So there's the kitchen table area that we've got there. Kind of takes you on into the living room there. We've got those double doors that have that kind of little balcony that's out there. And then it takes you on into the living room where you can see there's some books there, a video game console, which is actually in the cabinet, not next to it, but, you know, The Sims. And then we've got the furniture that's there. I do have some really cute throw pillows on everything, but of course, that's not really a thing in The Sims, so I don't have them. The little sitting area that is right by the fireplace and the bookcases. And you see a little cat statue over there by the door to the porch. I actually do have like this little bronze cat statue that my aunt gave me. And it just sits there by my back door. And I added in here, I added this scratching post. I don't have a scratching post like that, but I do have a flat, like corrugated cardboard cat scratcher that sits right next to this little mirrored table. So I definitely wanted to include that. The way that my house actually works is that the staircase, it has like this little landing and then you walk up it, and on that landing is the litter box. So this was kind of the closest approximation to that I could get. Let's real quick take a look outside. So we can kind of head out here onto the porch and you can see that area. There's my neighbors over there. I did not put any of their stuff on there. But as you can see, I do have the grill that's there on the end. Do have those two random lawn chairs, which those really do look just like mine. They're that kind of navy style, because I just never have gotten any furniture to go out there. And then here you can also just take a quick peek. We'll look at the backyard and you can see there's kind of the gravel that is underneath the porch, and we're at the bottom of the staircase. And then the pebbles that kind of make that drainage pipeline that's there. And I do have that kind of white wrought iron bench. I have one that looks just like that. It came from my grandmother's house, so I have that. But let's head back on inside so that we can go upstairs. So here we're heading back upstairs. There is a random chair that's sitting there. I do have a really old chair that sits in that spot that actually used to be my grandfather's. I don't really actually know the full story behind it, but it just kind of sits there and chills. So let's head upstairs. So as you come off the staircase, you do see those display cases that are right there. In real life, I have a hat pin, like lapel pin collection, and so I've got them in display boxes right there. And then I also have, to the right of those, I have a couple of autographed records, which are really cool, that my dad gave to me. But I couldn't really find anything that was right in The Sims. Ooh, too far. I couldn't really find anything that I thought was right for that in The Sims. So now we're kind of heading on in down this little hallway to the laundry room. Let's see, we'll just go through the wall here. But here's the laundry room. It's very simple. There is a litter box in the laundry room, trash can. We're sitting on top of the washer and dryer right now. There's the ironing board and then a couple of cabinets immediately above the washer and dryer. And then at the end of that hallway, you walk into the bedroom. So we'll head on in there. When you go into that bedroom, there is a dresser there on your right. Whoa, this is like fisheye lens. It makes the room look so much bigger than it actually is. Let me fix that real quick. Again, still getting used to how this camera works. Here we are in that bedroom. So there's a little dresser there. That's the door that goes into the little closet that's in there. The door to the bathroom. I do have a cat tree sitting right by that window. Since that is the window towards the front of the house, my cat likes to actually like watch stuff that's happening out front. So Miles, that's Miles TV for you right there. Random lamp that just stands there. The mismatched tables on the sides of this bed. Paintings that aren't the same painting but are similar and they match each other. So then we can kind of head into this bathroom. And you see it's a very small little bathroom, just the little table or a countertop that's there with the sink and whatnot. There's a little painting on the wall, little toilet next to the trash can, and the shower. So let's head on down the hallway. We head on down the hallway, we'll get to my room. So this is my room. We've got, oh, it looks like those curtains are bleeding through that bookcase. We've got my bed. There's the dresser. I have books piled up everywhere. That is very much like real life. Mirror, some paintings that are over the bed. Again, my two bookshelves, which in The Sims are literally on top of each other. The only room in my house with curtains is my bedroom and my bathroom. But we've got the little sitting area there with the two chairs, my desk area with the TV, and of course my Star Wars things that you see sitting there. Then we head into the bathroom, and we've got the big glass shower, the strangely arranged bathtub. It actually makes sense in real life, y'all. I promise. This just looks weird, but I do have candles on the ledge, so there you go. And then there are, of course, the two sinks that are in the bathroom, so you can kind of see those here. Fun fact, which if you ever saw my feature that the Sims team did when they announced Cats and Dogs, Miles, my cat, actually was like one of the cats featured in week 2. In his little description, I made a comment about how I have a tall cabinet in my bathroom and Miles likes to sit on top of it. Here is the cabinet, you guys. And he just jumps from the counter up on top of that cabinet. The Sims proportions do not do it justice. I like to keep a fresh towel up there for him so he's got something comfy to sit on. So when I get up there to change it, I literally have to get a ladder to get up onto my counter. I stand on my counter and the top of the cabinet is at my nose. So from the counter to the top of that cabinet, that's what, 4.5, 5 feet? I'm 5'5", so yeah, maybe 5 feet. And he just jumps it like no big deal. I keep waiting for him to hurt himself, but so far he's doing all right. That little slanted door there goes into the water closet, so that's just the toilet that's in there. And then we go into my lovely closet, so you can see I've got shelving there, which is used for storage, all the clothes that are there, the hamper, of course, because that's how you do, the dirty clothes, because of course, that's how you do. Then we've got his side of the equation, and then I did put the little trophy stand there. I don't know that that's actually what that is in The Sims. It looks like it's something for kids. But that's where my all of my stuff is from my races. So, as you can see, that's my house. Oh, and here out the front, I do have by the front door, you can see a really tall plant. I actually have 2 of those, one on either side of the door, but you can't center the door in The Sims. And they are, let me be real honest with you guys, they're totally fake plants, because at one point in time, I had real plants there, and they died, like, within a week and a half, and then it took me, like, 2 years to remove the dead plants from the pots. It was really bad. It was this like running joke with my family. So then we went and bought fake plants, and from the street it looks like I just am really good at taking care of my plants, and when you get up close it's pretty obvious why they're so green. But anyway, that's my house for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed this little tour of my house. I will admit it's a little creepy because this really does feel like my house when I'm in there. But that's part of the fun of The Sims, is being able to be as realistic as you want to be. So I hope that you'll give this video a big thumbs up. If you would like to download this house, it is available on the gallery. Keep in mind, I did use the BB Move objects quite a bit, so you'll probably want to turn that on before you place the house. But there's no CC in the entire house. I think I probably used every single pack from The Sims when I was building it, so just keep that in mind. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, give the video a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys in another video. Thanks so much, y'all. Bye!